talking about this draft being compared to 1979, which was one of the very best drafts in National Hockey League history.
First entry draft selection in the history of the Mighty Ducks is called Kariya.
Have long been waiting for. Raising of number 9 to the rafters here at Henderson. The video we just watched shows why this special player was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame and why he is having his number retired here on this day. In 1993, he was the first player ever drafted by this franchise. After that draft, I asked then General Manager Jack Kariya what potential he saw in the young 18-year-old who had just won the Hobey Baker Award as college hockey's best. Jack told me this player is thrilling. He is unique. When he touches the puck, he's going to lift you right out of your seat time and time again. And he did, time and time again. When he arrived in Southern California, his impact was immediate. He brought an identity to a brand new hockey team just finding its place in the NHL. Looking back, his was a truly remarkable hockey career. He was a leader on the ice, and he was respected by his peers. A superb athlete that worked tirelessly to perfect his craft. He remains an inspiration to hockey fans all over Southern California, even to this day. Before we move on, I would like to take a moment to introduce our guests joining us on the stage. Please welcome the owners of the Anaheim Ducks, Henry and Susie Samuel. General Manager Bob Murray. Senior Vice President of Hockey Operations, David McNabb. Former captain and Ducks defenseman Scott Niedermeyer.
for Canada, to represent my country in the Olympics. Those were dreams that I had, but for most of my childhood, they probably weren't very realistic. I had that in the back of my head and kept improving and working on my game, and eventually got there.
The defenseman's nightmare, Paul Kariya. Kariya follows
What do you think will win the top college player in the history?
So going into the draft, I was hoping that Anaheim would be the team that would draft me, but I was never interviewed by Anaheim. No one ever gave me any kind of inkling that they were even interested.
The first victory draft selection in the history of the Mighty Ducks is Paul Kariya of the University of Maine.
Feeling excitement and great opportunities coming down the road for me.
Looking at it from the point of view of Disney, the wholesome failures, they couldn't get a better guy.
When I started here, I remember flying in for my first training camp and seeing the palm trees and the 90-degree weather, and coming from the University of Maine where I played before that to here was just like a huge culture shock. Well, to see where the game has come from, back in 1993 or 94 when I started it, and to see where it is now, where players are regularly getting college scholarships, being drafted into the NHL from Southern California. It's just been incredible to watch, and to have a very small role in the growth of hockey in Southern California, it means a lot to me.
The Hall is pleased to welcome Paul Kariya as an honored member. Congratulations, Paul.
The hockey but obviously the 9 years I spent in Anaheim were the bulk of my career and what people remember me by. So, it means a lot over the past year, people coming up to me in the area and saying, they watched the ceremony or were really happy that I was inducted. It's just really special to be part of that.
Look up there in the left. Isn't that banner a little bit lonely?
It's kind of a surprise how that happened. But, I know how big a hockey fans both the Samuelis are and what they've meant to the community, to the growth of our game in Orange County. To have them recognize me in this fashion is really incredible. I'm just so grateful and humbled that they would think I'm deserving of this honor. So it's really special. It means a lot to me when fans come up to me and say things like your jersey was the first jersey I got or something like that. That just means the world to me. I feel very lucky to hear things like that. As a young player, I remember how important it was to have an idol like Wayne Gretzky or someone that I looked up to, and what an influence that had on me. Beautiful place, and the people of Orange County have always been so good to myself, and part of the growth of the team in Orange County. It's just fantastic, and I think we're just seeing the start of it.
Paul Kariya.
I would hope that if, even going back 10 years from now, I'm a better human being now than I was then. And certainly going back to 1993. But a lot of the core beliefs or the core foundation of who I am probably hasn't changed that much. I would like to be with someone who's dedicated to their sport. And I love every minute I played in the National Hockey League, every minute I played hockey. And I think whatever natural talent or any talent I had, I like to think that I worked hard at getting the most out of what I was given and be the best player I could be.
was the first to be retired by Anaheim. His trophy case includes the Calder Memorial Trophy, the Masterton Memorial Trophy, 6 Olympic medals, a Rocket Richard Trophy, and of course, the Stanley Cup. You know him as the Phoenix Flash. Say hello to number 8, James One.
Hello, Ducks fans. First of all, I'm so honored, happy, and excited to be here tonight. This night will be very special. My really good friend, like a brother, his number will be up there and join with number 8. And like Henry said last year, that number 8 has been a little lonely out there. And he's trying to bring another jersey there tonight. And I can't imagine to bring any other number next than number 9, Paul Kariya. It's funny that Paul is so humble and private person. He almost thinks that he doesn't deserve this honor, but I don't care. We all know he deserves this honor. What he has done. What Paul has done for the Ducks organization and all of us and the hockey family in Orange County, it has been so special. I have the honor to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, number 9, Paul Kariya. That's a good start here. We are not going to roast Paul tonight. We are not talking about his bad driving or anything like that. So tonight we're going to talk about great things from Paul. And I always remember when I saw Paul first time. It was 1993 in Toronto, NHL Awards. And I got the honor for Rookie of the Year. And Paul was there, winner for Howie Baker Award for Best College Player of the Year. And I always remember when they called Paul's name, and I saw this little boy walking to the stage. And I was thinking, wow, this little boy must be very, very special player. And I didn't even know that they play hockey in Japan. So then my agent told me that actually Paul is from Vancouver. And I said, okay, but he still must be a very, very good player. So a few years after, I found out how good he really was. And who would guess that time what type of journey we would have together? proud of their locker room every day, it was something else. I have never seen anybody whose dedication and commitment and everyday discipline for hockey, it was something else that I can only admire. I could not do, and I don't think you guys could do it. But playing with Paul, it was easy. He was so fast. His scoring touch, his skills, the way how he saw his teammates on the ice made him one of the best players that ever played this game. And it has been a huge honor to be able to play with Paul so many years. He made us better players and better persons. And this journey has been unbelievable. And obviously last year, we both got inducted to the Hall of Fame, same time. I think it was ground for our careers, and it was so special to get there together. Well, tonight, there's going to be another special thing. Number 8 and number 9 will be there forever, and you have been like a brother for me, and I really want to thank you for everything what you have done for hockey, for Ducks organization, your teammates, and for me. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speakers have successfully built on the incredible foundation that was laid by the Disney Company and players like Paul Kariya. Please welcome proud Orange County residents, the owners of your Anaheim Ducks, Henry and Susan Sanderelli.
Thank you, Brian. It is truly an honor for Susan and I to be up here today to honor the man who helped put the Anaheim Ducks on the map, Paul Kariya. Even though we did not own the team until 2005, we have always been aware of the massive contributions Paul made to the hockey club, and quietly and privately to the Orange County community he still calls home. Paul played the game with heart and soul. His speed was electric and wowed fans across North America. As Tamu likes to say, he was truly unbelievable. Paul's on-ice career featured some remarkable milestones. He won a national title and a Hobie Baker Award during his one season at the University of Maine. He was a first-team NHL All-Star 3 times, played in the NHL All-Star game on 7 occasions, and won an Olympic gold medal. But with the Ducks, Paul was always the first. He was the first player the club ever selected in the entry draft back in 1993. He was the first 50-goal scorer. Our first to 100 points. Our first to virtually every statistical milestone in club history. As captain, he led us to our first playoff series victory in 1997. And led us to our first Stanley Cup Finals appearance in 2009. Simply put, he was the Ducks' first franchise player. While Paul was an incredible talent on his own, it goes without saying that in 1996 the Ducks found his perfect complement with the acquisition of another speedy young winger who was playing with Winnipeg at that time. For the next 5 years, Anaheim fans were lucky enough to witness one of the greatest duos in the history of the National Hockey League. One of the proudest days in the history of this franchise came on June 26, 2017, just last year, when our two legends, Paul Kariya and Teemu Selanne, were both inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Paul and Teemu would be upset with me if I didn't also mention the person they called the glue to their dynamic line. They had both joked before that while it was their job to score goals, it was Steve Ruchin's role to do everything else. So, thank you, Steve, for providing some adult supervision to take Paul had a flair for the dramatic in his entire career. In 1997, Paul and Teemu teamed up for a key overtime goal when the Ducks were facing elimination against Phoenix. In 2003, Susan and I followed the team passionately when the Ducks won overtime game after overtime game on their road to reaching the Stanley Cup final. In fact, it was that dramatic 2003 playoff run that hooked Susan and I on Ducks hockey and sparked our interest in pursuing the purchase of the franchise from Disney. Round one of that playoff began versus Detroit, the defending Stanley Cup champions. Backstopped by outstanding goaltending from J.S. Shiger and the Ducks needed a special moment. A moment that could and would launch the team on an improbable playoff run. And that moment was delivered by Paul Kariya. He scored the winner in triple overtime, and the Ducks went on to become the first team ever to sweep a defending Stanley Cup team. Rounds later, the Ducks were facing elimination in the Stanley Cup final against New Jersey. It was Game 6, and we all know what happened next. With apologies to Bobby Orr, we all feel that was the most dramatic, compelling, and inspirational goal in the history of the Stanley Cup final. Only a tiny percentage of hockey players make it to the NHL. A small percentage of those become stars. A select few become legends. And we are moments away from having one legend join another, appropriately, side by side, hanging in the rafters of Honda Center forever. On behalf of Susan and I and the entire Ducks organization, congratulations, Paul, and thank you. Thank you.
Next up, it is my pleasure to introduce a man who has been part of the Ducks Hockey Operations Department since the inception of the franchise over 25 years ago. Please say hello to the Senior VP of Hockey Operations, David McNabb.
When Paul Kariya called me in late August and asked me to speak here tonight, I was honored, considering Paul was one of the greatest players to have ever played in the NHL. However, when he asked me to try to keep my speech short, I felt that he was being modest and trying to downplay the role that he has had with the Anaheim Ducks. As someone who has been with Anaheim since Paul arrived, I can easily say that he has meant more to this franchise than most people will ever understand, including Paul himself. I first got to know Paul in the winter of '92 during his freshman season at the University of Maine. I was scouting for the New York Rangers at the time because the Mighty Ducks had yet to be born. It was easy to see the amazing talent that Paul possessed as he was dominating college hockey at such a young age. Over the next 8 months, a whirlwind of activity led to Anaheim being awarded an NHL franchise and Jack Kariya being named the Ducks' first general manager. Jack's first major decision turned out to be one that helped shape this franchise forever when he decided to make Paul Kariya our first draft choice ever. Understand, in professional sports, it takes a very unique athlete to arrive in a city for the first time to the level of excitement and anticipation that was placed on Paul. When he skated onto the ice for his first day in practice, nearly 9,000 fans were in attendance to watch. The fans recognized that they were watching someone extraordinary, and Paul did not disappoint them. Paul, as Henry mentioned, provided many firsts in his early years in this franchise. Goals, points, and awards, and he did all of these by the ripe old age of 22. But more than numbers on a page, Paul provided something to Anaheim that few players in the history of pro sports can lay claim. That being the immediate credibility that he brought to the new sports franchise. As soon as Paul entered the NHL, everyone in the hockey world knew about the Mighty Ducks because of him. Paul had a unique ability, one that is the true hallmark of only the greatest athletes. The ability to rise to the occasion and to do something special in critical moments. Be it the 2 goals he scored in Game 82 of his first full season to reach the 50-goal plateau, or all the famous goals that he scored thereafter. Paul was named Anaheim's youngest captain of all time at just 21 years of age. He immediately led the Ducks into the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time. I remember being in Phoenix that day when he scored the overtime goal to help win that series. It was the type of dramatic goal that we had already grown to expect from him. One story that Paul has not been given enough credit for was his part in helping bring about one of the most important player trades in Anaheim history. Following the '96 All-Star game in Boston, Paul had a conversation with Jack Kariya in which he stated that if he could pick anyone in the NHL to play with, it would be Tamo. While the Solani trade had already been discussed, Paul's opinion of Tamo was very important. Less than 3 weeks later, the trade for Tamo was made and the dynamic duo was born. In other words, Tamo, in a small way you owe your entire career in Anaheim to Paul. Obviously, the Kariya-Solani combination helped shape this franchise for many years. Hockey fans throughout the world knew about this famous pair, and defensemen across the NHL were terrified every time they stepped on the ice. While no one will ever dispute the impact that the arrival of Wayne Gretzky had on the rise in popularity of hockey in Southern California. I personally believe that what Paul and Tamo did in our early years was just as important. The passion that Paul brought to the game and the chemistry of playing with Tamo helped generate a lasting interest in the young fans of Southern California. Paul continued his great career, culminating with a run to the Stanley Cup in 03. Paul rose to the occasion in the true Kariya style by scoring one of the most famous goals of all time in Game 6 against New Jersey. It was a goal that only someone like Paul could have scored. It was such a special moment, and it will be forever frozen in time. Over the years, the respect for Paul in this city has not diminished. He remains as popular today as the first time that he skated onto the ice in practice. He has always been ours, and I know that Paul has never lost his feelings for this city or the fans in Anaheim. On a personal note, I can honestly say that it was a privilege to be on this stage when we retired Tamo's number 8. And now with Paul's famous number 9, raised in the rafters to hang beside his. It is hard for me to put into words what a tremendous honor it is to be able to witness this memorable moment as well. This franchise was built on the shoulders of this 5'10" superstar, and he will always be remembered for being the mightiest of the Mighty Ducks.
Our next speaker wore a Ducks jersey for 10 seasons. The majority of his time was spent as the center iceman between numbers 8 and 9. He excelled in the face-off circle. He took care of business in the defensive zone. As Henry pointed out earlier, somebody on that line had to. Please welcome Seafood.
Paul, I've never heard Tamo say so many nice things about you. Must have been killing him not to roast you. But thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today to finally witness the raising of Paul Kariya's number 9 jersey. Before I begin, I just want to take this moment to personally say thank you to all the Ducks fans. It was an honor for me to be here as long as it was. It's such an amazing, memorable experience for me, so thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, now on to Paul. You think I was having my jersey retired tonight? So again, I can't stress enough truly what an honor and a privilege it is for us all to be here. Because if you look up in the rafter, you notice that this type of thing does not happen every day. So Paul and I came to Anaheim at the same time. It was just the second year of the franchise. I was able to witness him as a rookie become a star immediately in the league. And witness the unbelievable maturity level that he conducted himself with as well. Back then I was thinking to myself just how much pressure he must have had on his shoulders every single day. The rest of us could just go out and focus on our own game. Paul had the burden of being the face of the franchise, and he had to perform every night just to give us a chance to win. And he constantly did his best to put his team and his teammates in a position to succeed, making all of us around him better. And we did win, and he would shoulder the burden. I feel like he could have done more to help us win. Now, these are the qualities of a true leader, and Paul exemplified this to the fullest, from his first game here to his last game here. Then there was one day when the great James Lonnie came into town. When that happened, I can say I was absolutely happy for Paul, because I can only imagine the weight that was taken off of his shoulders. He finally had someone to play at his level. One of the best tandems we have ever had the privilege to watch in this building. And I had to take him to say the unbelievable privilege of actually being on the same line with these two guys. And the chemistry between them was instant. Honestly, I just did my best to try to keep up and fit in with you guys. But when they were on the ice together, they were so in sync. The chemistry between them was instant. Like no one else was even on the ice with them. Playing in their own little worlds. Again, I just tried to fit in. A friend actually showed me a picture recently that I think really captures this. So if you guys don't mind putting that picture up for me. I'm the only one. If anyone else sees what's wrong with this picture. Really, Paul, thank you. You guys are still wondering, that's me on the right. And I think I actually scored on that plane. So what else do we know about Paul? Extremely dedicated and committed. Always trying to improve and be the best he could be. I'm not even sure if there was room to improve, but you could never convince me of that. He was always the first one on the ice in practice and always the last one off. He no question led us by example. There's an extreme competitiveness that drives him, a strong inner desire to succeed. And I'll be the third person out tonight. The biggest example was that goal in Game 6 to come back and score that incredible goal. That was an inspiration for me as a player then, and it's still very inspirational today. But maybe his greatest attribute is his focus. I can promise you, I've never met anybody as focused as Paul. I know this because I sat next to him for 9 years. I sat at the end of a row. Beside me to my left was a wall and 2 doors to the training room. To the right was Paul. The entire time before games, he would stare straight ahead in deep focus and concentration. I can tell you, I would have had a better chance of starting the conversation with this inanimate object to my left than with this human being to my right. I was so bored for 9 years. I don't want to say I'm the worst in professional hockey, Paul, but yeah, I may have had the worst in professional hockey. But I'm just kidding. It was that focus that got you to the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's that focus why we're here today. Lastly, I want to acknowledge Paul's great network of support from his family in Vancouver, and most importantly, to his partner, Valerie. Congratulations to you two, Valerie. Paul, thank you so much for letting me be part of this day today. It truly is an honor. I'm proud to have been your teammate. I'm proud to call you a friend. Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. And now will you please welcome a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Norris and Conn Smythe Trophy winner, Olympic gold medalist, just to name a few, the captain of the 2007 Stanley Cup champion,
Kind of tough following all these speeches. I thought I might have some original material, but apparently not. I guess that's good. It is a true honor to be part of a special day like this for the Ducks organization and for all the great Duck fans as we celebrate a special player in person. Congratulations, Paul, on this recognition. Your number 9 is a perfect fit beside your pal Taylor's number 8 up there. I never played together here in Anaheim, but we represented Canada at the Under-20 World Championships when we were teenagers, and again at the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City. We played against each other as kids growing up in British Columbia. We competed in the NHL during our careers. and unfortunately to remind everybody about the 2003 Stanley Cup Final. We tried to make up for that one. But it has been over the last 8 years since we both retired here in Orange County that our friendship has grown. Your enthusiasm and passion for life are contagious, whether out surfing or on the hill snowboarding. No one could possibly be more excited than you are when I catch a 2-foot wave. As our friend T-Mac says, NBS. Since you were the organization's first ever draft pick, as fans, teammates, and opponents, we have all witnessed your dynamic and creative play on the ice. We have seen your passion and competitive fire on display. We all remember the seemingly nightly highlight reel plays you delivered. As impressive as all of those accomplishments and successes are, I am even more impressed by how you did it, with the class and integrity you displayed along the way. You would be hard-pressed to find a more disciplined, a more committed, and a more focused athlete. Your preparation for games is legendary. As Steve pointed out, you were always striving to improve, embracing the long hours of hard work. You were never afraid to think outside the box to find new ways to get better. You are truly a wonderful example to all of us in how to achieve our best and how to carry ourselves while doing it. Congratulations, Paul, on this great honor.
We've heard many of his great accomplishments already tonight, and I think that they bear repeating. Olympic gold medalist, World Championship gold medalist, World Juniors gold medalist, the first freshman ever to win the Hobie Baker Award as NCAA Player of the Year, the first player drafted by the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, nominated for the Calder Trophy in his rookie year, the Ducks team captain for 7 seasons. He recorded 100 points in a season twice. He scored 50 in 1996. A 2-time recipient of the Lady Byng Memorial Trophy, he currently holds the Ducks record for the most shorthanded goals, the most overtime goals in a season. We remember he captained the Ducks to the 2003 Stanley Cup Final, a 7-time All-Star. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Hall of Famer Paul Kariya.
concerned about David McNabb going over the 5-minute allotted time, but he was the only one who stuck to the 5 minutes. These three guys spoke too long, you guys, but I was the only one who get the memo about the short speech. I'd like to thank Henry and Susan Samueli for giving me this incredible recognition. And thanks to Bob Murray and the entire Ducks organization for all your hard work, making this weekend such an unforgettable experience for my friends and family. Thank you, David, for all your kind words. You have always been my biggest supporter here and a cornerstone of this franchise from the beginning. Thank you, Scott, Steve, and Taylor for speaking tonight. I could not have asked for better teammates, and I certainly could not have asked for a better group of friends. Back in 1993, I sat in the stands at the Quebec Coliseum, nervously waiting to hear which team would call my name at the NHL entry draft. As I've looked back on my career, there have been many fortuitous things that have happened to me, but being selected by the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim was one of the biggest. I was very lucky to start with an organization that gave me the opportunity to have a big role right away and to be asked to be a leader early in my career. I was fortunate to have Jack Ferrer as the GM. Jack always demanded excellence, but he was very patient with me, giving me time to learn, make mistakes, and grow as a player. And I was very lucky to have Ron Wilson as my first head coach. From day one, Ron insisted that I become a more complete hockey player. He asked me to develop my shot and be a scoring threat, but also that I compete equally at both ends of the rink. Obviously, some lessons were learned better than others. Hockey is undeniably the best sport in the world. As a young player, I fell in love with the speed of the game and the skills and physicality needed to play it. But what I was most attracted to was being a part of a team where everyone contributes towards a common goal. Many times in our game, the offensive players receive an undue amount of recognition for a team's success. But what really wins games are contributions from great goaltenders like Guy Hebert and J.S. Giguère. Defensive defensemen like Keith Carney and Dave Carpenter. Penalty killers like Joe Sacco, Ted Drury, and Rob Niedermeyer. And players that create a safer working environment for all of us, like Stu Grimson and Kenny Baumgartner. Thank you to my teammates for looking after me on and off the ice, for making me a better player, and most importantly, for the bonds and friendships we have that will last a lifetime. I share this honor with all of you tonight. There's a saying in our sport that you can either be a skate guy or a stick guy. But if you're both, you're going to be in for a lot of problems. Well, I was a skate guy and I was a stick guy. I was also a glove guy and a long underwear guy. In short, I was unquestionably the highest maintenance player in NHL history. So the biggest thank you of the night goes to all the equipment managers and trainers who had the unfortunate task of working. Thank you to Mark O'Neill, John Alloway, Chris Kincaid, Greg Smith, and Chris Phillips for all your hard work and the saint-like patience you showed in dealing with me for 9 seasons. Thank you to my family and friends for being there for me throughout my career. Thank you to my brothers and sisters for always keeping me grounded by providing a never-ending competitive environment. Thank you to the love of my life, Valerie, for your infinite love and friendship. And thank you to my parents, my late father TK, and my mother Sharon. Thank you for the countless sacrifices you made in your lives so that I would have every opportunity to succeed in mine. Over the years, many of the games, the wins and losses, have faded from my mind. But I can remember like it was yesterday, the ovation I received stepping onto the ice for my first practice here. And the roar of this crowd when we beat the Phoenix Coyotes in 7 games to win our first playoff series back in 1997. And in my last home game here, you literally and figuratively picked me up off the ice in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Thank you to all the fans for supporting me for 9 incredible years. Thank you for supporting the team and the Ducks organization for 25 seasons. Thank you for making tonight the most memorable night of my life. Thank you very much.